Hey guys, so tonight I decided I wanted to make a chocolate cake because I know I'm being bad, guys. Anyway, I wanted to make a chocolate cake to kind of celebrate the new year coming. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. And anyway, tonight I decided to make it after supper. So anyway, tonight um I had James got Avery ready for bed, and then I was sitting in the living room in the recliner, sitting there trying to get her to go to sleep. And the timer went off, so I told James to go and try to see if it was done. He's like, "Well, how do I do that?" I said, "Well, take it out, get a toothpick, put it in the middle, and if it comes out dry, then it's done, it's ready to come out." And so he did it, and he's like, "Well, it's still he's like, I could tell it's so wet in the middle because, he pulled it out." Anyway, I had put the cake in a bunt pan. Sound like I said butt pan. But anyway, I put it in a bunt pan, and so it takes a little bit longer usually. Anyway, so I said, okay, set the timer for 5 more minutes, and I told him what to do. I said, look, bottom corner, whatever, press timer button, and then put it on 5, for 5 more minutes. So we did, and the timer went off again. I said, babe, I'm still dealing with Avery, you're gonna have to come and check the cake. So he gets up, he checks it, he's like, it's still not ready yet, I need a little bit longer. So I'm sitting there in the recliner still trying to get Avery to go to sleep, because it's around 8:30-ish, and I started smelling something. I was like, I better get up because I'm smelling something that smells like, kind of that almost burnt smell kind of thing. And so I went over to the stove and I opened the oven door, and like, not a whole bunch of smoke came out, but just like a little bit of smoke came out, just a tiny bit. And I was like, oh boy. So I pulled the rack out a little bit to look at the cake, and I pulled it out, and it was starting to get burned a little bit. It wasn't bad. We can still eat it, whatever. And then I looked up, and the temperature on the outside of the cake, on the outside of the oven, was at the 500. He didn't reset the timer for 5 more minutes. He set the temperature from 375, where it had been the whole time. He had turned the heat up to 500 degrees.
Too many buttons.
So his excuse for that, it's too many buttons. He can take a computer completely apart and put it back together, but setting a timer is too complicated. I love you, babe. Anyway, so therefore, I'm glad I got up and checked, because putting the temperature up to 500 degrees, guys, could have had a fire in my kitchen tonight if I would have not gotten up in time. So I saved the cake, saved the kitchen, and needless to say, my husband is now banned from being in the kitchen for a while. When James and I were first married, I was pregnant with Grace, and he kind of pulled the same a little bit of the same stunt when we had put one of those oven-baked pizzas in the oven, and I was in the other room starting laundry, because our laundry room is right off the kitchen, and I started smelling something burning, and I saw smoke coming from the oven, and he forgot to take the cardboard off from the bottom of the pizza. So the pizza was baking, but the cardboard was about to catch on fire. So I was sitting in there pregnant with Grace and smelling the kitchen Anyway, good times. Alright guys, well that is it for tonight. Sorry it's not too long, but I just wanted to share a really funny story with you guys. And so I hope you guys have a good night, a good day, any time of day you might be watching, and we can't wait to see you tomorrow. Bye!